All right, here we are on Lamagna to test out the new Eladrin race. We're going to create a brand new character. Now, it's the Chaos Mancer is the new iconic. I don't have it unlocked here. So I can't get the Chaos Mancer here. So I'm going to try to go back and see if I can just make a wild magic sorcerer that isn't Eladrin. Yeah, I can. Okay, here we go. This is great. All right, 32-point build. Their main score is dexterity. I'm a sorcerer. So we're just going to build it like any other sorcerer. Right, and then I will put more of my points into intelligence so I can get my build pretty much how I'd build any Sorc. For stack UMD, at least 1 point in tumble, at least 1 point perform in case I do Sonic. That's my Sonic spell power. Spellcraft. And then probably concentration be okay if I'm scroll healing, which I probably will. However, I like to throw points into jump, and also I want an allure skill, and sorcerers get bluff, so I'll put some points into bluff. Most of the time I build Sorcs the same way, and we just do our spell powers, so maximize would be the first. And then a really good spell to start off with, even though it's single target now, is Sonic Blast, and then we always want to take jump. But because I don't really know what to expect, or if I'm going to do other content, rather than taking jump, I'll take shield. I could grab shield once, right? But so that's how I would build any. And then here's the creation for the Eladrin. And this looks really cool. I like what they did with the model. The ears are gigantic. So it's really interesting that they went with Eladrin. I think part of the lore for them is that they are part of the multiverse. And so for the upcoming expansion where we're at Myth Draenor was called the City of 1,000 Portals because they had portals basically to everywhere. If you played Baldur's Gate 3, they kind of did the same thing with Raphael's house in Avernus, where he had like portals to everywhere. It seems to be like a common trope that they do in Dungeons and Dragons whenever you go into like other realms. They just have like communication and travel hubs. Well, Myth Draenor now is in ruins. The city was destroyed, but it's rumored, right, that within the mythos that there are portals that are still active. It is possible, depending on the history that you read, that the Eladrin came through one of the portals and now they are stewarding the ruins. I don't know which way SSG is going to go with the story. The lore that I read about Myth Draenor focused heavily on like the Faerun version where all the elves leave. They basically leave Faerun and they go to Highmeet, I think it's called, which is their version of the Undying Lands. And they leave the ruins to whatever monsters were there. Massive goblin armies originally destroyed the city. Someone within the city opened a portal to Avernus, and a bunch of like hordes of demons and devils like flooded in and started killing everything. But rumors were that that portal was destroyed. The Eladrin, though, they come from like the Feywild, right? So I'm not sure how they're going to link the Eladrin race that they're giving us in Wild Magic with the ruins of Myth Draenor. We already have the Feywild in Dungeons and Dragons Online, so it's a slightly confusing to me as someone who thinks about lore and writes narrative myself, how they're going to link it and what happened that they didn't do this for the Feywild release. I don't know, right? I mean, they don't involve me in any of this, obviously. I'm just speaking. So, yeah, they are a Fey race and or species now that we have to, they're changing, that D&D is no longer using the word race, they're using species. So, come from the Feywild. And I like to make my characters look a little bit more like drow. So even if they're not drow. And I'm going to default everything to 1 and start from the beginning, right? And we'll see where it is. So that's sort of the base. We're not going to be lawful good. Usually I make neutral. It looks like the hair colors are all pretty cool. I usually do white hair for me. I mean, I know that. And then this looks like, is this a two-tone? Maybe? Not sure. We'll play around with that. It looks like they have some interesting hairstyles. Not sure if any of this is new, but this hairstyle looks straight out of Baldur's Gate. I don't know if we've had that before, if it's new for this, but it looks pretty cool. All right, so that's everything on 1. So we can alter the eye. That's the skin color. It doesn't look like we can alter our eye color. So the eye color is always the same. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So they let you add like accents onto the eye. The color itself doesn't change though. But that's okay. Nice, okay. All right, we're gonna go at lucky 7 on the eyes, right? Facial details, you can add a couple of moles, you can add facial skin marks. I mean, this sort of thing is great. They should add this sort of thing to all of the different species, right? I'm just gonna leave it blank. They can do markings. This is great. This reminds me of Star Wars: The Old Republic with the tattooing. Also, if you play Diablo 4, you can do a lot of intricate tattoos. I'm gonna leave the face tattoos off. This allows me to sort of alter the age of the face or just the way it's sort of hued. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave this on 1. The ears. I kind of like smaller ears, but you can make them gigantic, as you can see. Yeah, they have a lot of ear variation. That's very cool. We're going to go with, again, lucky 7. That's sort of elven. The face. Okay, they have 15 selections. They all look pretty interesting, all standard. They don't get wildly different. We're going to stick with the first one here. Actually, you know what? The first one isn't really the best for me. It's 11. No. Let's see what 7 is here. No. Nothing that really jumps out at me as something that I would make. Eyebrows are standard. There's 10. Gonna leave that defaulted. Hair accessory. Oh boy. That's really cool. So they should add this accessory thing to everybody, I think. Right? So you can add leaves to your hair, right? I think every class, pardon me, every species should have something like this. I'm gonna leave it blank. So there, we can do a bald one if we wanted to, but oh God. That's cool. I like that they're getting creative. So, yeah, so they have basically a two-tone hair system. So if you wanted to do multicolored hair, that's really cool. That's very, very cool. I'm just going to keep it all as pure white as I can get it, although I think it's really just a gray. We would probably have to use like a snow dye on it. A lot of these are very standard. That's cool. This one, that haircut was in Baldur's Gate. I don't know if any of these haircuts are like flat out brand new. They look new to me. That's cool. That's interesting. Cool. Nice. Really cool, but not... I like that one. That is wild. Yeah, I wonder if these are Eladrin only. That's cool. I mean, that's the sort of like normal hair I would give to Mary, just sort of straight hair. That's good too, but I don't like that, what they did there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, and then that's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to go with 2, because this one reminds me most of what I used to do in Baldur's Gate. So there's Mary and Eladrin, and what we have to do is we have to go and unlock the ability to make the iconic, and they'll let me do that. I just have to basically go to the dojo and grab a bunch of like TDO coins, and then I think I have to purchase it or something like that. I haven't tested on Lamanya a lot, but all right, so it looks like the base model for this is human. They basically modified a human. And we're just going to continue with Sorcerer. We're going to continue with everything that I've been doing. So UMD, Spellcraft, and likely I'm going to max out Bluff. There are some new spells. Chaos Bolt, we're going to try it out. So we'll take Chaos Bolt. Now, I fully expect it to suck because all of the bolt spells kind of suck, but we're going to try it, right? Nice to see a new spell. That's really encouraging. All right, so I've got my Bluff up. Next, I'll put up Jump. So here at level 3, we're going to go Empower. And then I'm going to take the Jump spell. Just because I need to be able to move. Okay, we're leveling up Charisma. And now I put this point into Jump. Yeah, the first spell here that's super useful is Scorch. That one is like bread and butter damage. It does a lot. Eventually we'll swap that out for something else, but in the early game, really hard to beat. Yeah, you know what else too would be web. Although with Scorch, I'll burn the webs away. So I'll just stick with my invisibility. Okay, and then here we take Quicken at level 6. Fireball definitely is the most useful. Like I said, we'll swap these out mostly later, but initially... Oh, you know what I should do, though? I should look and see if they added any... If they added any spells. Okay, they did. They added Chaos Sphere. So we'll try that. Did they add a level 2 spell? I don't see it. I know Snowball Storm is really good. We're going to try Chaos Sphere. I will be able to go and like level up. So let's take a look at the Eladrin. Eladrin, their base species core skills right now are taken from Elf. So this is very reminiscent. Like it actually even says Elf, Elven accuracy. So this is +2 to attacks if you did a melee or ranged, not a spellcaster. Keen senses, nothing hidden. That's great if you do trapping. Having Arcanum is really good. Okay, you get True Seeing when you have 100 or more spell points. That's really good. Okay, Critical Confirmation. That's for ranged or melee. So it lets you do Long Strider as a spell-like ability. That's cool. Lets you cast Lesser Vigor. Okay, that's cool. Double Strike and Double Shot. That's really good. You gain spell-like ability Night Shield if you go up this tree. This lets you boost your sneak attacks. Phase Step lets you disappear and reappear. All right, we're going to try that. Arcane Fluidity, we know that's really good. Winter Attunement, Winter Affinity, and then Winter Spell. This gives you Blur. Okay, a little underwhelming. Blur is pretty easy to get, but we don't need that. We do need our Charisma point, and I want to try this Phase Step. We're going to get rid of everything else here. So this is the Wild Magic tree. +10 Chaos spell power, and then a +1 to your will saving throw. Caster level with Chaos spells, Chaos spell power, Universal spell power. That's really good. That's a lot. Once per rest target, an unopened chest, Twist of Fate for better rewards. So Riches of Randomness. So this has been in the game for a while. It used to be on a few other classes. It just basically improves the loot level of the chest. It's pretty cool. +10 Chaos power, that's really good. Another caster level, so far we have +2 caster levels, and 10 chaos power, 10 universal, and then a 1% incurring magic, 1% chance you'll get a wild magic surge, which gives you +1 spell critical damage with all spells. You may also use Riches of Randomness 1 additional time. That's cool. Another caster level, more spell power. And then the capstone is an SLA called Field of Chaotic Energy. It doesn't have a name yet. Channel Entropy, I think. Deals chaos damage. It strikes the target and nearby enemies, so it's like a splash. We'll have to see. We're going to try it out. And then more of a chance to deal that wild magic surge. Okay, that's cool. We get Chaos Bolt as an SLA. That's great. So we're going to try it. Okay, that is more wild magic. That's good. Oh, this is cool. It lets you turn a bad wild magic surge into a neutral surge. So that's good. That we probably absolutely want that. Oh, it looks like there's a spectrum. If you would get a very bad, you get a bad. Okay, that's cool. This one here, +2 caster level, max caster level, but you're able to receive very bad and bad wild surges. I kind of want to see what the bad surges are, right? Color Spray now deals chaos damage. Wow, that's awesome. Once per minute, you incur a wild magic surge of a variety that buffs with scale of your wild mage, and it lasts for 20 seconds. Once per minute, you gain saving throw bonus. That's pretty normal. Skills. That just gives you dodge wearing no armor and increases your cap a little. Ability score can be anything, charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. That's good. Chaos Sphere, this is another SLA. That's really good. We'll try it out. We're going to try out the SLAs for both of the spells that we took. This is an action boost for wild magic. You gain 5% action boost. Your chance of incurring wild magic surge when casting a spell. Okay, that's cool. Seems useful. I don't have the points to do these, so we'll save looking at them for when I do have the points, but this basically adds Chaos Bolt, Chaos Sphere, Chaos Hammer, Channel Entropy, all gain additional damage crowd control effects when cast. That sounds amazing. This is something that your caster level with spells is now equal to your level instead of your individual class level. So I guess that's if you multi-class. And then if you wear no armor, you get more damage. That's really good. That's really good. Okay, -2 to all spell DCs. Whenever you cast a spell in that DC, you add 1d6 to that. So you lose 2, but you could gain 6. No armor, you gain MRR that is rolled off every minute at a different level, 1d100. That's really cool. Activate to trigger a short session where you get a lot of surges really quickly. Okay. You bend luck. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you re-roll that saving throw. That's really good. It stacks with Slippery Mind. That's great. And this is called Wild Strike. Surround target with rainbows, dealing... All right, we need to try that. We need to try it. All right, I have some points that I didn't spend. Let's see if they updated the sorcerer gear. So the character model looks good. It looks like they added a little bit of like touches to the 3D model. That model actually looks good.
Something strange has been sighted off the coast of Stormreach, the mysterious Isle of Dread. Speak to Wolf, the gatekeeper in Stormreach Harbor, to learn more about this land of dinosaurs and danger.
Use all the stuff that's in my backpack. New character bloat. That's the founder's helm. Those boots of minor striding they gave as part of some like pre-order of the game way back. It doesn't look like they changed any of this stuff. That's still garbage. That's still garbage. I mean, that's okay because it gives me constitution. That's garbage. That's okay. Flowers, terrible. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. All this stuff is bad. Right, here we go. I'll get my spider cult mask, which is right here. And then we're good to go. I'll put the rest of this stuff in the bank. Okay, let me set up my UI. Do I do 11? I think I do 11. Yeah, all right, there it is. There we go. Okay, for now, that's good. Okay, so like a druid, I get spring affinity, summer affinity, autumn, and winter. That's really cool. Okay, don't need that there, don't need that there. Okay, my little gilded owl. I'm gonna rename it. There we go. All right, so let's see if we can find that dojo. I always forget where it is. I think it's here. I don't come to Lamania that much, so I could have swore we got to the dojo here. Yeah, it's right here. So in here, I should be able to like grab stuff. That will be good for my, to unlock that. So this is new loot. That gave me a bunch of cards. That's a festival collector. These are quests. Okay. We've already done those quests there. That's Glamour and Designs, Auctioneer, Alchemist Banker, the Guide. Oh, this dude will... Okay, here we go. Give me enough. There we go. Did that cap us, though? Alright, there, we're capped now. Alright, so I just capped... Not sure what else this dude will give us. Oh, I could make a guild. And then make it famous. Alright, but before we do that... Actually, let's do it. There we go. You have Death Smile now on. Okay, so that's epic. But let's see what we got here. Okay, so I can finish. Just gonna basically take everything in this tree. Right? Oh, do I have to actually go level? I do. Is there somebody here to level? That's an epic trainer. Will this dude level me? Not sure. No. There has to be... Okay, there they are. Okay. There we go. Don't see any other new spells here. Although Chaos Hammer, we're going to take that. So Dimension Door we always take when we get access to it. Just because it's always super useful to have Dimension Door. And then here... This one is really dependent on your build, right? So if you were focusing on DC casting, you'd pick it here. We could also do Mental Toughness. Probably that's what we'll do. Or you could also do something else like Shield Mastery or anything else that you know, whatever your specific build. But for our purposes, you know what though? I'd like to see if they have any synergies in epics. So what we'll do is we'll do Evoke. Take Resist Energy is always good. I took Chaos Hammer. We want displacement. Chaos Bolts or Ball, whatever. We'll take Chaos Hammer next. We're just gonna take all the Chaos stuff. Is there a Chaos spell for 5th level? Yes, Wild Strike. There we go. Probably worth us just taking protection from elements here. Fire Shield or Stone Skin, probably. Take Fire Shield. And then here, this one's sort of up in the air. Based on what you're doing. Sleet Storm is always good as a CC. Magic Circle against Evil is also really good. Haste is really good if you're playing with a group. Keep blasting Charisma. Alright, I'm all done with Jump at 5. So the next one I want to put points into probably would be Concentration, just because I'm probably going to be scroll casting a little bit. So here we're going to take Greater Evoke. Right there. That'll set us up in Epics to get the Epic Evocation, and then we'll see if there's any synergies in there for the Chaos spells. I don't see any Chaos specific 6th level spell. Okay, no jump. All right, so we'll do that as like a damage test. So we'll take some of these other damaging abilities. Just so we can test out the damage. All right, level 7. Any chaos spells here? I don't see one. So I always take Delayed Blast Fireball just because it's so good. All right, so here we go back to Meta Magic. So now we're taking Heighten. Autos, because it's probably one of our best CCs. Greater Dispel Magic in case we come across any spell wards. It would be really nice to see if the Chaos Magic affected Prismatic Ray in any way. So we're going to take that just to try to test it out. Okay, level 8. I don't see anything new. So the best is Arcane Tempest. There's a few other that are really good. Trap the Soul, Sunburst, Autos, Greater Shout. We're also going to try color spray. Pardon me, prismatic spray, just to see if our chaos magic triggers on it. Yeah, I'll take autos just because it's super useful. Oh, hey, Voodoo's here. A cheer. So here, this one's up in the air. You can take a ability that would give you more hit points. You could take a defensive. Really, this one is dependent on the build, and since I'm just kind of winging a build, enlarge would be okay, extend would be okay. Something that would give you hit points might be like single weapon fighting or shield. Combat casting maybe would be okay, but if you're doing a lot of like scroll casting. Troggy Trog, good to see you. I haven't really played around with it, but I was super excited to see that they added wild magic, because I think that, you know, a lot of people have been wanting that ever since they got to play it in Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's really popular. I mean, the movie, The Sorcerer, was a wild magic sorcerer. It's just a very popular in 5e. So I think us having it is really good. My initial, when I first heard about Eladrin, I was confused because I'm like, I don't understand why they're not doing Githyanki, right? They just gave us an astral coffer that looks like a Githyanki, and Githyanki thematically would go along with the ruins of Mithranor because it's the city of 1,000 portals. They had portals open to Avernus. They had portals open to the astral plane. It would make sense for the Githyanki to come through and maybe inhabit the ruins. Maybe the mythal, you know, was similar to the astral realm, that one of the mythals there. But I mean, the fact that we have the Feywild and we have had Eladrin in the game forever, it's good to have Eladrin. I think they're great. It's just, I have always wondered why they weren't put in earlier. But finally we have them, so it's great. I do hope that we get the Githyanki though, because I think people being exposed to them in Baldur's Gate really came to like them. A lot of people are using them in 5e pen and paper now, so, and that's great because they've been around for a long time too. So this here, like I've been saying, this is build dependent. So what I'm going to do is probably take Force of Personality and use my Charisma modifier to get my will saves higher, basically. Here, this one is a no-brainer. This one's always mass hold monster because it's just so useful. Probably the next, depends on what you're doing with your build. If you're going Necro, Evoke. They nerf the damage on Acid Well. Normally I would just always do Acid Well, but they nerf the damage on it a little bit in one of the previous. But we'll take it anyway. All right, we're done at 11 points, so everything else now goes into concentration. And we will take Meteor Swarm just because it's still sometimes situationally useful. All right, that's great. So now I've got my epic destinies. So I have to just talk to this. I have to go to the junction of the waves. Sork subclass or prestige of a Sork. You know, I think that would depend on who and where you went to read about the lore. I've always thought of it as like just a variance of a sorcerer. But whether it's in itself like its own, it would depend on the player's handbook that you're using and the particular campaign that you're playing in, you know, your dungeon master. I think people really like the wild aspect of it, that you can get random effects, and sometimes they can be very funny. So when you're role playing, like a good example of that is in Baldur's Gate, I had a wild magic sorcerer, and when I cast a spell on an orc, it basically turned everyone in the radius into sheep, me included. Like, so we were all just basically sheep. Combat couldn't proceed, right? Obviously, because we were just all sheep. So it was just sort of funny. It didn't really result in anything. Nobody died. I wasn't able to continue combat until like that effect wore off, but it was a pretty funny effect. I assume if I got turned into a sheep and then the monster killed me, that would be bad, but so if they do that kind of stuff in this game, I think it would be the way, though, that DDO works. And having played DDO for a while, you'll probably know this. Like, we see this all the time when we do teleport scrolls. Like, if in DDO there's a 1% chance for it to happen, it happens all the time. Anybody who's tried to use the Guidance of Shar trinket will know what I'm talking about. It's just some of it, like, if there's a 1% chance for it to happen, it's going to happen all the time. So if there are super negative things that can happen to you as a result of this wild magic, I would assume that the way that the DDO dice rolling works, it will be super annoying. That's why I want to try it out and see if it actually, you know, like how it plays, and are you able to change it so that all of the things that could be super bad, you can turn them into things that are just neutral, which I kind of saw that. Wow, that's a picture of the old marketplace. That's pretty cool. It'd be nice if on Lamania they had the old marketplace. That would be really cool. All right, so I've got all this stuff here. Okay, I think, what do I need to do? Talk to this dude to get... There we go. Yeah. All my experience. Alright, so epic levels. So the first one would be, yeah, epic evoke. We're just doing a build on the fly. The spell power here, hopefully they added... Okay, light and alignment, that's great. Is there a chaos? No, I don't see a chaos spell power. However, light and alignment, is that counting as alignment? Chaos damage. A guild question. Is there a loot drop for the Grand Reliquary? Grand Reliquary, so you're talking about one of the things that you can get on your guild ship, right? Yeah. So everything that you can get for your guild ship will eventually be unlocked as a result of you leveling up the guild, and then you need to either pay astral shards or platinum. Nothing that you ever have to look on the auction house. I mean, I think you can. I think they can show up, but I'm not sure if the ones that cost astral shards only can ever show up in quests for people to post them. Like, I know that the, like, crafting hall can. There's a few. I have a bunch. on Sarlona. I could go through them and show you the ones that I actually own. But okay, so chaos is alignment damage. So what we want is alignment damage. Because the opposite would be lawful. Lawful is chaos damage. Lawful and chaos damage are alignment damage. If my logic is sound. It's a chance that I... Yeah, 180 shards. I know. So one of the most frustrating things that go through that every season for hardcore is that it's super expensive to level up, and then they delete it. When hardcore servers shut down, they delete it. So people, me and other people, like, I have to, when I get that guild ship at the beginning of the season, that's 4,000 astral shards that I plunked down. So that's why I started the Patreon, right? For people to join and like help out, because it, you know, it's a lot. It adds up. If you add up that and then all of the purchases of all the ship decos, which we usually get them all, it can be quite a bit. Especially like on where you're doing it on a live server by yourself. You know exactly, like, it can be a lot. Here we're just gonna do intensify. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's see if there's like a master. There is a master of chaos. So chaos bolt, chaos sphere, wild sphere get +10 to their caster levels. So probably should try that just to try it. Whether that actually sits in the build. I don't see anything else new. I mean, Hellball would count as something that's, because it does a whole bunch of different damage types, but who knows? I do like taking first blood. Nothing else will really jive with this. Probably we'll just take like a defensive. We can always alter this later. The other thing to keep in mind with guild updates is that a lot of there's like convenience updates that they charge you Astral Shards for, that you can get the individual components by buying them individually, but then for the Astral Shards, they'll sell you like a 4-in-1, that kind of thing. So here we want intensify. And then here, you know, it'd be really nice if we could actually work Dreamscape into a build. Because, like, for the Eladrin, since we're from the Feywild and, like, going to the Land of Dreams every now and again, but that's a very sort of odd build choice. I'm just going to take First Blood just because I don't know what else to take here. Alright, and then this one should be Embolden. And then we'll also grab our... So we'll see if they added any other Scion ability here. Doesn't look like it. So obviously the first one I think of is the Feywild. Enchantment, Illusion, Force, Sonic. But likely the best one is Celestia, because that's going to boost my alignment power. So we'll take Celestia. Alright, and then, so I hit level 30, now I have to So it doesn't look like they raised our cap to 34 on this test. So form mastery, but I'm not in a form. I do have a season toggle, but that's different. So I'm just going to take enchantment here. Yeah, so I'm 32. I have no idea. Can I get my wings from this vendor? No. Can I get my wings from this vendor? Oh, yes, it looks like I can. Oh, this is great. This is great. So what was it? Season 6? 2? Okay. And then the Golden Eyes are what? Season 8? I think. Oh, what was the horse? The horse, was that 6 as well? Yeah. I've got to go to a bank. Is there a bank in here? Oh, that's really cool. I just got a flying carpet. I'm not sure what this stuff is that I just picked up. So that's my mount. Here's a flying carpet. I wonder if this flying carpet is actually going to work as a mount that I can ride around on. All right, the mount is suppressed in here. We're going to go to the... We need to go to a bank, so... We'll see if I can magic carpet to a bank. Oh, I can't. So there it is. There's the magic carpet. I'm not sure if this is coming to DDO anytime soon, but it's pretty cool that they added that, right? I didn't know about that. I'm completely surprised. It just makes me realize that when I play pen and paper, I don't really ever want a magic carpet. So I think it's really cool that you can get it, but I haven't ever surfed around on one before. All right, so all this junk. Okay, so these are decks so I can make... Yeah, we will also use this other stuff. I don't need to keep this stuff. I just want to basically keep stuff that's relevant to my testing. So I don't need this, don't need that. Don't need that. I think I can put all these in here. My understanding is all this just gets deleted anyway, so I'm not going to super stress about stuff. You can see all the bloat that I get when I make a new character. Because this is the first tune that I made on this server. It's got all of the stuff, the special stuff. Okay, that can go there. Some of the stuff actually would be useful for me to use. There's my Eladrin. I don't need that. I think there's tomes in some of those, so I should probably open them. Okay, so we've got 2 permanent hires that I guess we're going to get for whatever this next purchase is going to be. It looks like it's going to be level 14. So here's our Eladrin Druid hireling. We're going to go use these just to check them out. Level 14 and level 34, bro. They're going to raise the level cap to 34. They just haven't done it. So not only are we going to have a magic carpet, but we're going to get a level 34 Druid hireling. Right? That's awesome. You know what I want to do though is, where is the person that you talk to for the VIP rewards that allow you to spec constantly in the city? Because I want to enable that. I know I see it on my character on Sarlona. Like it says, because you're a VIP. So I should be able to enable that here. I think it's down here. Am I gonna die? No, I didn't. I hit the water. So the flying carpet does not keep you, does not provide feather falling, unfortunately. I think it should, but I just fell. Luckily I hit the water, so I didn't die. I haven't actually fallen into this water before, so right, there we go. So I do like that they added some kind of crazy effect. Maybe I got a wild proc. Yeah, I'm seeing some kind of color. It could be that I'm seeing things that aren't there. So I don't think it's this person that I talk to. I don't think it's this person. I don't think it's this person. No, who is it that I talk to? Now, hopefully they make the horse noise go away when you mount the when you mount the flying carpet. You guys know what I'm talking about, the VIP rewards? Is there a specific vendor that I talk to in order to enable that? Or, because I should have like a thing rolling off that will allow me to swap out spells on the fly without paying money for it. Downstairs? Okay, we'll go downstairs. I mean, just the flying carpet alone is pretty cool, right? Oh, yeah. I kind of remember. It's over here. It should be up here, right? Or did they move it? I thought it was right here, but it looks like they moved it. So here are the bundles. Oh, dude. Look. There's the Mythdraenor bundle. Okay, here we go. We need to see what they give us when we click on this. I would like to claim something. There is nothing that I can give you. All right, so they haven't added anything to this yet, but that's going to be a thing. If you've purchased one of the Magic of Mythdraenor bundles, you can claim it here. Yeah, they don't have it added yet. There's just a Vecna one. Claim one of everything. Claim one of everything, and then claim one of everything. I should already have, but I think there are like a couple of tomes that I don't have. Like that one. Yeah, see, I needed this tome. So I don't see the VIP vendor back here anywhere. We're going to keep looking, though. We should dress the Eladrin up like a lich. Right there. I'm keeping my season 1 cloak. That's my favorite. There's another tome. I mean, looks very elven, right? It's cool. It's cool that they added Eladrin. I think it's great. I have to unlock the iconic. So I have to go back to the dojo and activate the thing that gives me TDO points and then buy it. I think that's how they do it. All this stuff I can just activate. No big deal. I don't think they're keeping Lamagna on that long, though. So I don't want to waste too much time doing this. I want to actually go and practice, like, see what the wild magic does. All right, and the rest of this stuff I can just throw in the bank. I do want to keep Darling. Okay, I don't need level 18. I'll keep Teal. I'll keep that, and I'll keep that. And then Froggo I don't need because I have Darling. All right, so I've got my 2 companions. These are going to be the same, level 34. I'm wondering, though, it's a minimum level to use is 32, so I will be able to practice it, like, to try her. That's pretty cool. Let's switch back to our owl. Okay, there we go. All right, we're gonna just give it one more sweep on the flying carpet before we get out of here and go back. Let's see if I can find the VIP reward vendor. Maybe they just don't have it active on this server. Yeah, it doesn't look like they do. It should be right here. No worries. I mean, it just would be nice to be able to swap out spells on the fly, but I think I can get everything I need from the dojo. I think I can get money so I can, like, you know, pay the plat. Just hopefully I don't really need to swap out a lot. It's pretty cool, man. Gives out buffs and stuff. Give me guild buffs. Alright, I think I got them. Alright, I think I got everything there. This is a festival. Grant you DDO points. Yes, please. There we go. Okay, I have DDO points. Now I can buy that. And I'm just gonna grab 4 million plat just in case I need to buy something. All right, there. So now we're plat. We have all the plat that we could ever want. And we can loot up from this dude too. Wow. That is really cool. A bouquet from the Fred quest. Okay, so all this is the pack with, like, Fred's first date. That's what this gear is. This is not anything to do with Mythdraenor. This is the stuff from the last pack. That looks really good. Okay, that looks really good. Immunity to fear, lore, elemental resist. All right, we're gonna get that too. I think that's the 3-piece set bonus. Just grabbing this stuff initially just to wear something. Let's see. You know what? I don't know what this looks like. I want to see. You know, that actually doesn't look bad. They did a really good job with that book, too. Okay, let's finish the build. So, like I said, we're gonna basically take everything. I'll read all this stuff out too, but so for those of you who showed up later, I did read some of this earlier, but so I'm on a regular Eladrin. This is not the iconic, and we're just basically doing a wild sork from level 1 all the way to level 32. It's instead of like doing an ice or a fire sork, now you can do a wild magic sork. So you get a tree, and then we have the Eladrin racial. The Eladrin racial is set up a lot like an elf, and there's different sections. So like this area over here is sort of druidic. You get like, you can boost your attunement if you want to do double strike, double shot, and they give you vigor. Nothing is hidden if you're doing a rogue. This phase step, we took a point in it because I want to try it out. It's supposed to basically let us like jump several feet forward. So we're actually going to try it out. Like, I'll give myself a bunch of charges in it. The base core for the species bonus is very elven, so it's just giving us damage boost for ranged and melee. We don't really care about that. It says all attacks, but I doubt that it's spell attacks. It would be really cool, but here at the beginning, it basically says +2 to hit with all attacks. So usually that just means melee and ranged. They do have Elven Arcanum, which is really good. So if I had like racial points on this character, I would go up there. This is more double strike. This long strider is the result of doing the summer focus. You can do autumn focus that lets you boost your sneak attacks that leads to a night shield SLA, and then winter lets you boost your intelligence that leads to a blur, which is sort of really underwhelming. I kind of wish that was like a displacement instead of a blur, because blur is really easy to get and it sucks anyway. If you're in Reaper, every Reaper level you lose 5% concealment anyway, so if you're doing R4, more blur is completely useless. So I'd rather see that as a displacement. The other thing too is I don't think this spell vigor, lesser vigor, should be lesser. I think that should be like an actual vigor. Like, if you're going to buy up this tree, that 15 points is a lot to invest in a tree. That should be like a legit vigor, or an AoE greater vigor, not a lesser vigor that just goes on you. It's not worth it. But things like Arcanum are always worth it. This is probably worth it if you're doing like a melee or a ranged, because it gives you more double strike, double shot, dodge, and the dodge bypass. That's really good. And they also have arcane fluidity. That's really cool. So overall, like the racial abilities for Eladrin look really good for the base race. Like that's cool. The selector for your ability is charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. That's great. So you could easily do an Eladrin wizard, easily do an Eladrin sorcerer or druid. I'm sure some of these are going to change a little bit, but we'll read over these. So I'm basically just going to buy everything at the top. And we're going to do everything in this. We'll see how much it costs to get the entire tree. $63 points to get the entire thing. That is a lot of points, man. It's an awful lot of points. So I'm going to minus that out because I need 11 points in order to get this. I want access to color spray. Okay, so that's the build that we're going to run with for now to go test stuff. Now look at all this stuff. All right, there's the phase step. We have 3 charges. Wild Strike. We're going to try that out. Riches of Randomness. That's the thing we do on the chest. Rapid Surge. I have no idea what that does. Power and Chaos is a toggle. Okay. Color Spray. Okay, there's our familiar. I have no idea what season to be in. Okay, autumn gives me +1 wisdom. Winter gives me +1 intelligence. Summer gives me +1 strength. And spring gives me +1 charisma. So we're going to attune to spring because as a sorcerer, I'm charisma based. So that means we can drop the rest of those. There's our face sword. Although we do have a bouquet of flowers. So we'll just keep that off to the side in case we need it. There's Chaos Sphere, Chaos Bolt, Channel Entropy, Wild Magic Action Surge. Do I have Rapid Surge? Alright, I did. I put Rapid Surge right there. Oh, so here on the server, how do I get Reaper XP? Is there somebody who will give me Reaper XP? Hopefully. Okay, those are glamours, auction. Oh, you know, there's a banker right here. That's so dumb. It doesn't look like this gives Reaper XP. Fred will swap feats. Okay, you can TR. Okay. That's if you want to make yourself some green steel. That's the Hall of Heroes. Alright, so I didn't realize when I ran out of this area that they have it all, like, right there. So, test Kobold. Here's my test of a Wild Strike. All right, that's pretty cool. And we can embolden and quicken and heighten. And I had a wild magic surge and I turned him into a little rat. Pretty cool. And now it's asleep. So it got a wild strike, wild surge, really bad luck. That's really cool. It just keeps rolling these random effects. I'm gonna try Chaos Sphere. Wow, that is really cool. I should probably just turn all my meta magics on. But you can see you can meta magic all of these. It's really cool. Launch it, launch a chaotic orb that explodes on impact, chaos damage. It's an SLA. That's really cool. I mean, the damage isn't like super crazy, but it's interesting. I really like the effect. I think it's really cool. And I just turned him into a... He's a tiny little kobold. Oh God, now he's gigantic. That's really cool. Oh, that's cool. So this is a chaos bolt. Fires an orb of chaos at a target. Okay, that's just straight damage. Oh, oh, there's Cordovan. Okay, there we go. Channel entropy is a field of chaotic energy that strikes a target. So I'm wondering if he made the kobold giant or if that was the spell. So that is a really cool sort of lingering effect that this puts on the ground. The damage is okay. 4,000 damage isn't super crazy. Like, I haven't seen a lot of crazy damage. It all looks to be around 4,000. That's good. 11,000. That was good. That knocked him down. All right, so the damage looks okay. We'll go test this out in an actual Reaper quest. I just want to see what this face step does. Oh, that's good. It's like a Misty Step. 10-second cooldown. And it changes based on... So I am in spring. So that means that I gain 20% dodge plus 1% per 2 character level. If you were in summer, you gain +3 weapon damage. If you're in autumn, sneak attack die, and winter would give you more tactics. And then it does the really cool... It's unfortunate that that's just not a step ability that you can just use over and over and over based on the... You know, they put it on like a 15-second cooldown like all the other Misty Steps. It kind of turns me off that there's not a lot of charges because you have to buy these charges in here. Right? So it would be nice if they got rid of this and just made it so that every 15 seconds you can do this face step and then it's modulated by this affinity that you have. Because that would be, you know, something that you'd expect for a step ability, since all the other steps are like that. That's DPS on a boss right there. I really like this Chaos Sphere. That's a cool effect. This channel entropy is really cool too. That channel entropy is this capstone. Wild Strike, this is an SLA. All right, we're gonna go. We'll probably die. I need to figure out how to get Reaper points here. That's the only thing I really haven't figured out. Oh, this is just a vendor. All right. So I actually need to do stuff like that, right? Like, I don't think on Lamania they have it set so that you can just cast spells without spell components, right? I should probably just grab some out of the store. I should just probably grab some Omni Dust or whatever it is. But we're doing it like we normally would. All right, so now I've got potions. I need augments. That's great. Yeah, so you really can gear up in here and like make yourself whatever you want. Yeah, here's all the augments. Although I think in order to get these, you have to have like the mats and you'd have to buy them out of the store. Yeah, I have only done Lamania like a handful of times, so I kind of feel like I learn stuff every time I come here. I can't move at all. I have no idea if there's somebody who gives out Reaper XP though. The guy doesn't seem to. Maybe somebody in chat knows. Yeah. Okay, that's the DDO point. I already have enough DDO points. Yeah, totally. So action boost, 20 seconds, 15% action surge to incur wild magic while casting. Hey, Nomad Dog is there. I don't have a guild ship. I should probably use those DDO points, but I don't think I'll need one. Let's do our pass. So I want to see a couple things. I want to see the hireling that they gave us. So you're doing inventory management on your account tonight, Trog? Yeah, that's rough to do. Like, I do that every once in a while, but usually I put off doing it because there's just so much work required in doing something like that. Like, I usually decide that I can't handle making that sort of time commitment. Because, you know, my account is, however, 18 years old, so it's like I've got stuff strewn across 40 characters. It's impossible to find anything. Alright, so where's my companion? I want to see this companion. This is the new companion. Her name is Rana Leafheart. She looks really cool. She has a heal. She has a regenerate mass, which is awesome. She can reincarnate. And she can cast True Seeing. So if you needed a True Seeing cast. That is so cool. Now, there is some effect on me that I don't recognize. Power and Chaos. You gain 100% universal spell power, but are able to receive very bad and bad surges. Okay, that's the gear that I'm wearing. Alright, and that's from here. But I have this ability. Oh, that's what it is right there. You gain +2 caster level, but are able to get very bad and bad wild surges. But don't I have something that makes it so that if you get a bad surge, you get a neutral surge? Yes. And if you would get very bad, you get bad. So I think these two should mitigate. My color spray, greater color spray, prismatic ray, prismatic strike, prismatic spray now deal chaos damage. Well, that's why I took all those. I had a feeling they were going to have something to do with chaos because they're sort of chaotic anyway. So we're going to try them out. So there's both, there's prismatic spray and prismatic ray. And just so I don't have to do this every single time. So what we're going to do is pin all of our meta magics. So we took quite a bit of them. Okay, yeah, and let's turn on our... There's my golden eyes. There's my butterfly wings. And there's my bloody footprints. Right? There we go. Alright, I don't technically need that, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like the spell effects when you cast magic. God, my hit points. I only have 600 hit points. So I'm going to have the hireling attack these and see what she does. So she's doing a bow attack. That's amazing. Wow, they actually gave us a ranged... Alright, so I actually should probably cast some magic out here. Okay, lady, can you heal me? Thank you. I mean, she's a druid, right? She's not a cleric, so... I don't think she can remove my curse. So my color spray is going to do damage. It's a wild surge, bad luck. You got cursed. Okay. So this is my prismatic spray. We're just gonna do a color spray on these dinosaurs. I mean, that's solid for a CC ability to do 1500 damage. That's really good. And chaos damage, like, what can mitigate chaos damage? I don't think anything can mitigate chaos damage. That's really good. I mean, that damage, that ability that I got 11,000 on was channel entropy. I made a field of something with a unicorn in it. I'm not quite sure what that did, but 20% uncapped dodge. It seems like most of this stuff is pretty beneficial. All in all, I think that the damage is quite good. It doesn't look like they have it really overtuned, though. Like, this is sort of underwhelming on this dude. But the fact that they gave us a level 14 archer druid, that's really cool. Oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do on this chest? We'll see. There's the riches of randomness. Yeah, basically the same. That effect has been in the game for a while. It does not look like these numbers regenerate for phase step, so... That's unfortunate. It would be nice if they did regenerate. The Eladrin companion that I have. She is in Shirati. She's got double rainbow going. It does not look like she's buffed with a death ward or death effect, and she cannot cast one. She can reincarnate you, regenerate you, heal you, and then you can get true seeing from her. I just think it's great that they gave us an archer who's in Shirati. Like, that's super cool. Yeah, so far the biggest disappointment is in this phase step ability. Like, these numbers, they don't regenerate. You don't get a lot of charges of it. And considering, like, if you go air elemental, you can just basically zip around as an air ele constantly. So, like, that would be something that if I were to submit feedback, they need to get rid of the chargers for this and just basically make it an ability that works exactly like any other Misty Step. I do really like what they did with the lighting effects on the magic. It looks really cool. Like, that's a cool effect there. And they made Prismatic Ray and Prismatic Spray a lot more relevant too, because now they have it, you know, they're proccing your chaos damage and also your wild magic. So that was a color spray that hit him for 3,000. Like, really cool. So Color Spray was doing damage prior to this change because it counted as like a light spell. I think I'm gonna just fall and kill myself. Okay. Let's see if my flying carpet helps. Nope. It does not. Contrary to the name, the flying carpet does not let you fly. It should. But it doesn't. I mean, maybe if it doesn't let you fly as in like a levitate, it should at least give you a feather fall. Is that too much to ask? Am I crazy? And like, is that a hot take to think that a flying carpet should at least imbue you temporarily with a feather fall effect so you don't fall to your death? I don't know. I kind of feel like it should have it. I'm sure that there's going to be some kind of crazy synergies where people min-max and get massive damage. The damage looks okay right now, but yeah, I think it's just, does it say, yeah, it says the Thaying Flying Carpet. Like you can see it right there. Flying Carpet. Which is kind of why I expected it to not let me fall to my death. There's a color spray. Oh, I've got no mana, but there's a shrine right up there, I think. So it looks like, okay, aside from the poison effect, I keep getting surges of magic that are cursing me. Not sure what happened to... All right, there she is. Right? Isn't that cool that they gave us an archer? I think that's super cool. I don't even think you can buy a hireling. Like, I don't even know if there's a gold seal hire that you can buy that's an archer. It's been something that I've wondered for a long time. And I thought that they never gave it to us in the past just because it would be OP. We're gonna color spray this dinosaur here just to see what happens. So it worked and we did like 1400 damage. Wow. I just made myself go into like some crazy... That was really cool. It's certainly going to be fun to play one of these sorcerers. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to warp. And then I'm going to buy the iconic, and then we'll make an iconic. I just want to see how different it is. So just to recap, we did a regular Eladrin, and we did it as a wild magic sorcerer. We bought everything, which likely a normal player would not do this, would not buy all 63. That's a lot of points. Likely you'd only spend 40 to 44 points, give or take. Some of this stuff may not be useful, like this one, -2 to all spell DCs, but it gives you a rolling proc effect that is 1d6 random spell DCs. So you're at a -2, but you could get a +6, which would give you a net gain of +4. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's good, but this is like a changing MRR cap that changes on the fly. So right now I've got nothing. I'm not sure if this is working. It should be working, but maybe there's some condition that I don't have. It says while wearing no armor. Well, I'm in a robe, right? That shouldn't count as armor, but it's possible that it's just not coded correctly at the moment. When I took off the robe, it didn't change it. So, another thing up here, rapid surge, trigger a lot of surges very quickly. People will probably use that one. Luck bend, whenever you fail a saving throw to re-roll, that's seems like a good one, and this Wild Strike was a pretty cool SLA to have. So I mean, it seems like this tree is pretty useful. Like I've said this a couple of times, my biggest change, if they said anything to me, if they asked me, I would get rid of these charges and just make this an ability that you can use every whatever it is, 10 or 15 seconds, whatever the other Misty steps are. Like I think a monk can do it every 10 seconds. I think an air elemental can do it every 10 seconds. So whatever the other classes can do it, that's what this should be. At the worst, every 15 seconds, but even that would be okay, because at least you could just punch it. You know, you'd have access to it. Having the charges on it makes it sort of stupid.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love if there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Oh la la. Hunting no crypts is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest in it and bark. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la la. La 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 la. La la